Hail to all you magnificent bastards and bastards out there in TV land. Hello, hello, hello. Hold on, I'm still trying to. There we go. There we go. You know, one of these days, I'm just going to properly set the dang thing up. Let's see here. I am of the sleepy. I have the sleepy face. Not just ugly, it's sleepy. We got hey in Orlando. What's up? The magnificent Hall dear as well. Don't forget to sign up for Neon Revenant. Link in the description below. As you may have noticed, I added some more trailers. Stuff that catches my eyeballs. Stuff that I like. And if I like it, I'm gonna pimp it. That's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Drop a link to hop on. And man, you're slipping like a slip and slide. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I actually am. I'm gonna open up the lines for today because I gotta jump into work. So it's much better to have somebody to talk with. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But first, before I get with that cheese, we'll take a look and see what I finished up yesterday. Of course. Oh, you know what? I totally we ignored the waifu in the room. So today we have we're gonna find the audience. Hi, how's it going? We have up here our waifu of the day, who is the Saint Mother Superior. That's right, Saint Mother Superior. Something kind of wholesome going on today. So get your minds out of the gutter. Not all waifus. You know, waifu's the prize, right? That's the winner. Right? Some of y'all, you want a girl who's chaste, who's mindful and demure. So let's give this a quick turnaround. She's even got her holy canon of Antioch. That has a keyboard, so it's kind of steampunky, but also, Oh my God, what was that? Nope, I heard that, and I don't want to hear it. What is going on here? Oh, I know what it is. Oh my God, Ute, quiet, you. You are not to do that. Making of the noises. Go get her lined up again. Go ahead and tab back out. Let's go ahead and jump into the office. So this is what I got done yesterday. This is analog. This is 11x17 on Bristol. Unfortunately, all I had was the cheapo single ply Bristol. It's still Bristol. Still holds ink quite well. Unfortunately, this is just a photograph. I got to scan this in later today after the show. I tried to get it done before the show, but I finds a way. But yep, this is for World. This is a promotional picture for World War Health. Going out some merch. We're gonna also make a propaganda poster out of it too. So that way we got like a nice old timey World War II propaganda poster and whatnot. So that is that. All right, let me get to the next thing. Yes, definitely check out Steins by James Lee. The real Jim Lee. Let's go ahead and get this going. Joel in DOCDIT. There's the link to the StreamYard. Jump on in. Come on up. Come on up. Get down. Come on up. Get down. So what I'm going to be working on today, I don't know whether to fish or cut bait, right? So I could cut bait and finish up this design, or I could fish and actually get some page work done. I might just get some page work. Yo, James, how you doing, man?
Hello, hello, hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good. So you did not know about Macross Delta, huh?
No, I didn't. I'd never heard of this, and I consider myself to be a fairly informed protoculture addict, and like something, I actually missed something. What a sigh.
Yes, you did. See, right here.
Blow you up. Yeah, no, speaking of things we like, I do love me some Macross.
This is the Frontier. This actually has all 25 episodes and the 2 movies.
Yeah, no. And I have a controversial take.
Oh, and guess what I snagged?
Mm-hmm.
A complete set of Kamiko Robotech Masters comic books.
Wow, that's cool, man.
And you're not going to believe what I paid for them.
What's that? What's up?
Including shipping was $50.
Hey.
For the whole, that's $2.50 a copy. There's 20.
So you got a bunch of back issues for the price of an alternate comic.
Yeah, basically.
Kate in Orlando says, "Good afternoon."
And I did tell you I snagged a Macross #1 from Kamiko for less than $40,
wow.
Which is a miracle in itself. And it also comes with the first 11 issues of Robotech.
That's cool as well.
Yeah.
That's the Co-op versus Deathstalker cover.
You're not going to believe what a 9.8 slab Macross #1 unsigned is going for.
Well, probably a lot.
Oh, it's an unbelievable amount. When I heard it, I was like, yeah, that's more expensive than an Amazing Spider-Man 300 9.8.
Put that store. You know, I might just hand draw that store in later. Save it.
Would you believe $1,250?
See, that's my goals, man. You know, make something that's
a Kamiko comic book. I was like, holy crap!
Yeah. No. I used to buy a lot of Kamiko back in the day, man.
I had all the Robotech back in the day, but I lost them while I was in the Army. So I'm picking them back up, and I'll tell you, the ones that are expensive is the New Generation, the Invid one.
Mm-hmm.
Like every one of those books are like between $10 and $8 each issue.
Oh,
I'm like, you gotta be kidding me!
That's pretty neat, though. All right, so that's gonna be that. All right, I am. So
you did know that the Japanese actor and actress that played Rick Hunter and Minmay. Do you know how old they were when they did the voices for the original TV show?
How old?
She was 20 and he was 17.
Oh wow!
So yeah, they were young. I mean, they were very. They
were. They're just babies. No, just babies.
They both were in school. So when they got out of school, they would go on do their night job and do the voice acting.
Oh wow! Hey, take it easy. Kate in Orlando, have yourself a good one. Here's my hat. Which hat? That was the hat. There were lots of hats. Was it that hat? Was it that hat? Where's the hat? Anyway, All right. Yeah, no, just double check some things here. A little bit of a slow day. A little bit of the sleep deprivation today. A little tired.
Sleep deprivation. What are you doing not sleeping?
Oh, work. Building stuff behind the scenes. Like we secured a toy manufacturer that manufactures in the UK. They've been around for several decades, and and we can do limited run and still kind of meet market expectations as far as prices go. So they won't be like prohibitively expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And so that way we can offer them to the public for the price of a high quality action figure that you would find at, like, say, Target or Virgin Mega Stores or Walmart. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not as low as Walmart price, but we're looking at the $20 to $25 MSRP. $25 on the high end. That's a character that comes with a lot of goodies. And it is not injection molded. It is 3D printed, but the resolution is so insanely high that you're going to need a really big magnifying glass to see the texture. The technology's here, man. It's amazing. We have 3D printers, and these are resin powder printers that print at such a high resolution and in full color. So the baseline, and we're talking like full color. So I mean, I use what is it called? Where's my tool? Shape Lab, right?
Mm-hmm.
I use Shape Lab, and I model in VR, and then I export to Blender, and I've got I have to go get the 2 plugins, right? Right now, my 3D studio's down, and it sucks because I've had a lot of 3D jobs kind of come my way, and I'm like, dude, like working in VR is so insanely faster than working with like ZBrush or even the poly manipulation ZBrush clone inside of Blender, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I can pick it up, I can move it around, I can put it back and forth and back and forth. I can switch to an orthographic view if I need to. But working with a perspective view, I actually get a feel for its actual dimension, how this is going to look when it's in real life, right? So, and now I have the ability to poly paint. So the process is pretty interesting, right? So model it A-posed in VR. My polygon count doesn't matter at that point. Then export it, redo the topology. All right, that's the arrangement of polygons for everybody out there in TV land. So that's the shapes that it's made out of, right? Because 3D printing, you generally want to keep it around 500,000 facets. You think that, oh, wow, that's a really big number. And it's like, no, it's not. That's actually, for modern day standards, that's actually for movies, not video games. Video games, that would be amazing. Would destroy your computer, but it would be amazing. But for like movies and stuff like that, that's relatively standard. And we all see the quality of that. But what you do is you take that original texture and you make that into a type of a texture map. It's called a normal map, right? And you see this in your video games, right? Where it looks, oh wow, look at the bumps on that. Look at the cobblestone and the chainmail on the armor. It's like, actually, that's just some like big blocky polygons. Like they're like big blocky polygons, right? And then they put that normal map on top, and it tricks the computer into rendering it as a 3D object, right? So you're faking. With that, what we do is we export that crazy model, reskin it, and then when we go to make the printing file, right? Because at that point we can cut it up and chop it up into model kits if need be. Sometimes that's needed to be. Most of the stuff these days you can just print because structures are easy, right? And then we bake that normal map on, and the 3D printer will take this lower polygon object that's easy for it to understand and then bake in all the fine detail. So you can get like, with this stuff, you can actually get like really cool textures. Like you can get a chainmail texture without ever modeling chainmail. There are some cheats that can be done to make a good toy. And these toys, they print out like these, they print out, and you pop them off the supports and then put them straight into a blister pack. The shading, like McFarland Toys level of like color variation, right? They look like they're painted. And yeah, it ain't cheap because it's not low quality. You know, it's not cheap to produce. I mean, the machine alone is over $32,000, but it's big. And then you need a cleaning area, and then that's a whole nother machine. That's like a $3,000-4,000 machine. You need to clean the powder and recycle it because you want to recycle as much materials as you possibly can. This powder ain't cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what it took is we had to get an investor because we needed multiple of these machines. So we kind of got a combination toy company that's been in the business for a long time, where we can do injection molding, and we can do, thanks to investors building up their business and us working into an agreement. We're going to be able to do toys and stuff. So crowdfunder coming in order to get this thing off the ground. Yep. It's going to be great. Toys and blister packs, right? With all the little accessories and stuff. And the toy maker, I mean, that's the boon right there. You want somebody at the helm. You want an experienced captain at the helm of a boat, right? And we're building a flotilla. And so we've got prototypes that are being worked on right now, which is really exciting. We've decided that we can get away with doing double articulation on the elbows and knees. That was actually a big thing. Our first designs were very He-Man toy-like, because the idea was to create a toy that could be printed as one solid piece, and then when you get him out of the blister pack and you move that joint for the first time, it has such a satisfying little, like, it's satisfying. It's like, ooh. And because of the proprietary joint system that I modeled, they're much easier posable, so they'll last longer before they wear out. You know, all toys joints wear out after a while. You know, shipwreck is limp elbowed. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, they're designed to be played with, and that's the idea, right? Oh, what is this? What's going on out here in the chat? let's see. I want an English version of in Eden. It's an Endless World, volume 1 through 14, but it was around 1800 to 2200 USD the last time you checked on eBay. And that's if anybody's selling the complete set. Wow, Scarlet Fever out there in the chat. I got a fever. Yo, what's up? What's up? So, James, you excited about tomorrow?
I mean, doing a Lady Death?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, why not, dude? Just Brian Toledo's baby.
Yep. Nope. And that has forced my hand into changing tomorrow's waifu of the day on Fantasy Star Online. I'm going to attempt to make a Lady Death. That's my goal. I'm going to make a Lady Death Fantasy Star Online too, and that way she'll be the dancing waifu in the corner. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What you drawing there right now?
Oh, come on, you ought to.
Oh, I see it. Never mind. I had to wait for the camera to focus.
Yeah, right now I'm kind of on a Macross Robotech kick, so going with classic. I used to draw these guys all the time.
Right? I haven't drawn one in forever.
Before I decided to do comics, I was drawing all this stuff all the time. Going back to old school roots.
I'll be right back. Somebody's at the door.
Always happens.
I know.
Take a firearm just in case.
We could do nothing to stop them. Like spears and big objects and frequencies. We could do nothing to stop them. 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 Like spears and cars, big objects and frequencies. We could do nothing to stop them. Or painful to them. Just like most of them, their lives subsidized to return over.
All right, all right. I am back. I'm back. Oof. Yep. Can anybody hear me? Am I back? I'm back.
I got you.
All righty. Sorry about that, everybody. The dog got a case of disease. It wasn't somebody here. Normally, dog barks like that. So, had to calm her down and whatnot. So, yeah, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. There we go. Back in the studio. There we go. Yep. You know, to see my beat up hat. My eldest got this for me. Gosh, 8 years ago, 10 years ago. So I there was a pinned tweet that I wanted to discuss today, but I don't know. I think I'm going to save it for another stream because it's an interesting topic, one that's been around for a minute. It's not going away. So
You gotta admit that's pretty quick for a sketch.
almost. Yeah, look at that. Woo. Hell yeah. That Gen 2 Veritech.
No, that's Super Veritech.
Super Veritech. I love it. The face has got a little bit of like that Valkyrie touch, almost like it's an intermediary. I like it. I like it a lot. It's got character. That's one thing I love about the Veritechs, you know, is as you go through time, they always have such good character for mechs.
Because I'm using this as reference.
Oh, hell yeah. Look at that right there. Skull 1. Oh, yeah. BF1S Veritech.
Yep.
Heck yeah, man.
Yep.
I love how they explain the head lasers in Macross Zero.
Oh,
like,
yeah. When he first transformed,
his eyes tracking and it's doing the auto lock onto the incoming missiles, and then the head just
cool.
Dude, just sea whiz on that shit.
I was sitting there going, I was sitting there like, oh yeah, that's how to do it. Yep, that's him.
That was beautiful. I was like, dude, that is so beautiful. That changes every game rule to auto missile intercept.
Oh, I know.
You know, make an attack roll degree of success or failure. You know, and I was like, yep, no, I just changed that rule in the Palladium game real quick, and I was just like, yep, now that's just so much better.
And I'll tell you the other part I remember is when they had the other group, the other aircraft transform. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, dude, the competing models, the end of the global war.
Yeah.
Stuff that they've talked about. You know, we got good exposition on that.
Yeah, he just went back and told the story. That's all he did.
Yeah, dude, and what a great story.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely enjoyed it. And it tied in like early existence of protoculture on planet Earth. And of course, it was all about the power of love and song. You know, whereas the Dwemer would call it the tones.
I got something to show you.
Tonal universe theory.
You're gonna love this one.
Or hypothesis, I should say. Tonal universe hypothesis. And that's actually a deep cut into some theoretical science, you know? This is more Blue Line. Yep. So I am getting my workspace set up. I've got 1, 2.
Okay, Tank.
What's that?
I've had this for 40 years.
Oh. What you got with the shot? Wow.
The tank.
Yeah. No, I love the hover tank.
I used to have an STF-1, but it got broken up when I moved. And I was like, no. You know what I'm saying? The
I knew. Was it who was it? I think was it in somebody incorporated hover tank into their tank's name. Tanks have their names written on the barrel, and I think it was another. I think it was Alpha Company. I think it was another hover tank. Yeah, and I was like, You're a Robotech nerd, aren't you? So many nerds that are tank commanders out there, dude. For real. Oh, so many nerds that are tank commanders. So yeah, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 panels on this page here. I've decided that I was gonna add a couple extra panels. Actually 1, 2, yeah, so 6 panels. So we'll call this one.
So, hey, Tank,
Yeah, what's up?
I don't know if you've seen these.
Hold on one second. Let me get on over to.
Have you seen these?
Oh yeah.
I have all 7 of them.
Wow. That's cool.
I've had these for a long time.
That's awesome. All right, so this is gonna be panel number 2.
And
No.
then I've got one, but his arm's messed up. But I have one of these. I have one of these as well, the bigger one.
Give me a second here. I'm getting back over there. Oh, look at that. That's cool.
The one that actually transforms.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I used to have quite a collection when I was a kid, man. I used to, when I was visiting in Los Angeles, visiting my dad in Los Angeles, I would make it a point to go down to the Beverly Center at Beverly Hills, which is this multi-storied shopping mall in a really amazing building that was an all-in-one, kind of like community marketplace in Beverly Hills. And they had the Japanese import
Believe it or not.
store there. And I used to go down there and go get my Gundam, my MD Geist, Bubblegum Crisis, action figures, Robotech.
Did you get the Optimus Prime that was the White Lion?
No, I was never a big Transformers collector. My friends had Transformers.
Now I'll tell you this: the Beast Wars Megatron, when he's the Red Dragon, that's probably one of the best Transformers ever made.
Oh yeah, no,
that one is gorgeous. But I've got the Lion from Lion Force. That was a Japanese release only.
Oh wow!
I was over in Korea at the time and I saw it. I was like, oh, I gotta have it.
Right.
But the thing is back in the 80s, if you went to KB Toys and there was one in Amarillo, they had all the Robotech stuff in there. All the Matchbox Robotech stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They had it all. They had the STF-1, all the tanks, everything. They had them all sitting there, everything. The only thing that always, and I did have a Jetfire.
Oh.
The red Valkyrie. That was a Transformers. Yeah. That wasn't a Transformers.
Oh yeah. No, Jetfire was Jetfire was a Valkyrie. I know.
Like what the fuck?
No, I love those old, especially the old BattleTech.
Well, BattleTech got sued. They got sued, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, they got sued hard.
Macross sued the crap out of them.
They did, and even though
you can't blame them. I mean, they had 5 of their mechs in BattleTech, and I was like, did they get authorization for that? And then you find out they didn't. I was like, you fucking bastards,
you idiots. Because it's good. They were good. They were really good, and I loved them so very much. Okay, so
I was really hoping for one of the the big brow tank from Macross, the one that had 3 pilots with the 4 barrels on top.
Right.
I really was hoping they'd make that into a toy, but they never did. They did make it into a model, but they didn't make it into a toy.
Yeah, no, I dig it.
I was like, that sucks.
I'm going to go ahead and throw in this panel here like this. A little bit. Then this panel is going to be here. It's going to come out about right there. And then I'm going to make another layer underneath this and redraw. Or you know what? I'm going to blank out that spot. And we're going to blank out over here. Nope, not like that. like that. There we go. Boop. Move those borders. Then come back up to my panels layer. And a little bit of separation. So, a little bit of separation here. Have that kind of get right up to my border safety line. Right there. Come back in here. Okay, so this one, going to have this. Yeah, because we're going to zoom the window out. And boop. That. Because this is going to be, this is a crazy little action sequence we got going on. Crazy little action sequence. We kind of want these moments to kind of feed into. That's how fast all of this is happening. Because then we go back to regular page breaks on the next page, and with the bottom open panel. Actually, is the background to both pages. So that gives me some room to play. And I think that'll actually work out pretty decently. So we need to label this one panels. Make sure. My audio's been cutting out a whole bunch. Yo, Flip City, Kodakuda, heart to heart. I every time I see Flip City magazine, Conwa Hurricane from Bubblegum Crisis, immediately pops into my head.
Dude, I have the soundtrack to that.
We need. All right, you know what? Who is it? Is Sheila Aliens who does the AI covers? Sheila, please, somebody get this message. Sheila, all right, ready?
Yeah, realistic bubblegum crisis.
Yes, Sheila Aliens. We need an AI cover of Conwa Hurricane, but instead of the regular song, it needs to be about Flip City magazine. In that mixed Japanese and English. All right? That's your mission. We got to do this. We got to do this. I plead, beg of you. Weave your magic. Because that would be hilarious and nerd-worthy, honestly. Thank you for your time. Back on with our regular programming right after a word from, I don't know. Let's go with this one. Yo, I love that. I love that ad.
We could do
Very nice of them. But one of the books I'm really, really looking forward to. And unfortunately, I messed up on my pencils. Okay, hold on 1 second. Sorry.
What did you mess up on, Tank?
No, it was just kids tattling. They got done with their studies early today, so they have a whole bunch of free time, and apparently they've decided to spend it different. I'm like, yo, for real. Oh, so what I messed up on was the Pencils Down trailer that I've got uploaded. Somehow I didn't get the sound, so I gotta go grab it again and re-render it, format properly for that. But I've been pushing Pencils Down because Justin Belmont is flipping awesome.
we could do nothing to stop
That simple. That book is funny. And maybe I might have other reasons too, but we'll just keep it with the ones I'm in. But I want that book to do good. This is a book that I'm really, really looking forward to. I have been a huge fan of David Peterson since forever. Nobody knew about him. Nobody knew nothing, dude. And this series is just so well done. And I'm glad to see that David's at the point where he is not the only guy drawing his book. His artwork is fearless. Like he is amazingly good. But he got an artist that can still capture the same aesthetic. Check out this trailer from Mouse Guard Black Axe coming from Boom Studio. Yeah, that stuff is hype, dude. That stuff is hype. Yo, yes, good, yes. Go check that out. Go back it. Go share it. Do everything with it. Do it now. Do it now. Get down. Get up. Get down. Get to the chopper. So on and so forth. Okay. So this is where I'm at on this. Got to get in and start something. If I step this other page over here, because we some events that are happening. Yep, time to get to doodling. Okay, so I gotta make a new layer. Of course. Come on, there we go. Label this one art. Art. His name is Art. Oh Lord. What? No. You're not a thing. No, you're not. Okay. Gosh, I keep wanting to jump right into this, but I still need add all of my extra layers. One's panel 2. Now, it's exciting. Sausage making. Next time I'll have this stuff prepped before I go with the show here. But this is part of the work that goes into it. Now, I see I'm penciling this one digitally, and I don't know if I'm going to ink it digitally or if I'm going to ink it analog. I might just ink it digitally just for this one. And then when I remaster it, I'll ink it. That's what I'm thinking. And don't forget, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern over on the Dawn's channel, the studio, we are drawing up Brian Polito's Lady Death.
He may
He's
be
the waifu to die for.
and he may join us.
That would be amazing. That would be absolutely fantastic. The last time I talked to Brian Polito was at a WonderCon. I think Lady Death just came out, just shortly after her first appearance.
That was like the first time I met him.
So,
Yeah, I remember when we, Kelsey and I met him. Him and Stevie Hughes and all the gang. And dude, you talk about fun. They really showed us. Yeah, dude. I mean, after the con was going, after that Saturday night at the con, we got to hang out with them. They invited us over to the hotel, and they ended up renting out a church, a abandoned church, to watch this fight, and we ended up watching the fight with them and everything. The boxing match.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Dude, it was. They were so much fun. I brought that up a while back. He was on with Billy Tucci, and I brought that up, and he was like, "Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it was at Cleveland. We did. Yeah."
All right, so let's see here. We are going to this.
You know what? You know what I have to say about these mechs? Drawing the hands are so easy because they're all digital. You know, when you make each digit, so you have more control over drawing the hands than in any other genre.
Yeah, no, mechs are fun to draw. I love Brian Shearer's Transformers and mechs. It is definitely his strong point. He's a strong artist, but man, he really does it with the mechs now. We're gonna actually take a look into the well here. Utilize this just a little bit because, and I've got to do. I have turnarounds. I thought I had a turnaround. Apparently, do not. Definitely. You know what? No, we're going to put it in more of an angle. I'm going to slice it down.
But I'll be honest with you, I have not drawn a mech in years. It's got to be 25. No, maybe longer. It's got to be almost 30 years.
I think the last time I drew a mech was shortly after back from Iraq. I think I was still in the Army. I was designing mechs for a sci-fi story.
I want to say it was like 88, 89 when I stopped drawing mechs.
Wow.
So this is the first mech I've drawn since then.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I don't want to draw outside of it. We're going to magic wand. Magic wand that. Like this. Nope. All right. Just want that but it selected everything. Oh, that's because I'm not selecting. Oh, reset. There we go. Now I can go back up to panel 1, and I don't have to worry about drawing outside of it. Yay for the marching ants! Yay! We're going to, let's see. You know what? We're going to go ahead and put, I had to think, because, you know, my script notes say 0 damages the neck with her vibro cookie.
Okay. Hold on, right back.
All right. And then uses that dart bite to rip the head off of the cyborg. A little gruesome, but luckily, it, quote unquote, we're going to have her. How is she going to be holding that? Off over. Right. So, since I don't know, we're going to go ahead and go on. But I do know that placing the kukri. Let's see. I think what I'll do, have his hand grabbing right inside visor area. Let's see what nothing in the chat. Everybody's excited. It's Friday. Aren't you folks excited? Folks, that thing's way too big. That head. Left side. That. Those fingers really cut. That. Oh. That. Right. Right. Got the hand. The reverse engineer shoulder from that. For kind of but go ahead and let's pick up that elbow a little bit more. Right. So normally, what you want to do, folks, here, it's too small, maybe. No, it's too small. Well, this is not how you do it, folks. Not if you want it to be good. So it will have to be an underhand kind of thing. That would be shoulder here, arm, go into that. Big armor. Still, it is big. It's not that big. Let me go take a look at one of the pages that I can get. Well, I guess the head is that big. Hold on. Open. Page order. So yeah, no, the head is that big. They come to fit. So all right. Yeah. I'm not off. I'm not off. You're off. Your face is off. You with your humanity. It's disgusting. All right, we are coming up on the first break here. Shortly on. James is doing something, so here we go.
Oh, package came.
Ah, okay.
And look what was in the package.
Hold on a second. Oh, you were just what you were talking about. Look at that.
There she is.
Yeah, no, you don't really appreciate the scale of the SDF-1 until it's next to something.
So, and I also got number 2.
Like what? When it's in ship form, it's like a 1/4 mile long, something like that.
But number 3, number 4,
Hold on a second.
and number 5.
Well, look at
I'll
that.
say this: the guy that sent these to me, his packing and shipping was fantastic. He really knows what he's doing, because these are in perfect condition. I mean, this is not a 9 point. This is definitely not a 9.8. I mean, it's got a little bit like right here,
Hold on.
like right here. There's a little crease here and here.
Yeah, I see. Yeah,
But I mean, it's very minor. I mean, this is still, I'd say this is still at least an 8.5.
Well, there you go.
You know, and now number 2. This number 2 looks fantastic. There's not even a scratch on the cover.
That's great.
So, yeah, those are in really good shapes.
Thick ass lock of hair. She has not in her home. Rest back. Up this shoulder. Up this shoulder. Down a little bit. Go ahead and reach. Not too far. You are going to be almost like a Spider-Man. You go. Is so, you know, white people shirt, right? And looking out over there. Right. For the there. It will go back right there. This round. All sorts of twists that. But top. That. Kind of uncomfortable. But just fine for Scalpel 0. This might be too awkward of a pose, so I might just go ahead and later put the face with the suit working with. Right. I hate it. No, we're going to have to, even though that is technically a beautiful thing.
When I look at the number, everyone's watching. And there are far too many eyes looking.
Yep. Okay.
There are far too many eyes looking there.
Thing. Let's see here. Let me see here. Oh, that was the wrong button. Okay. Open up another page. Nope, that's the logo I need to finish. So, ooh. Okay.
And you know something that a lot of people didn't realize was Macross had the first interracial couple in anime.
Oh yeah, with
Roy and
Claudia and Roy.
Yeah. That was a big one back then.
Mm-hmm. That's actually when it meant something. All right, we are coming up on our first break here. We're going to go ahead and take a break for 15 minutes. I'm going to be back at 15:30 Eastern. And go ahead and do like this. And then change the screen. Do that one, and then click on that. Go check it out. Then, hey, folks, we'll be back in about 10-15 minutes. And we're gonna have some more fun. We're gonna have more fun. You like fun? I like fun. All right. See you in a minute. See you in a minute, James.
All right. I'm going to take a break too.
By claiming this new world and corrupting it with
Yo, Halder with the hot links out there. Good job. Good job. For real. All right, so I'm working. James is muted right now at the workstation, but I'm muted just in case, you know, privacy, privacy. Privacy, privacy. Oh, wait, no, it's promises, promises. Dum, dum, dum. Dum, dum, dum. Let's put you order. I'm still just kind of like loosely getting this in. So we're gonna just okay. That. Does that make any difference? I don't think it makes a difference. This pencil is less sketchy. Put a little more. Oh, let's see. Texture density, stabilization. We want to all the way go. Density, brush size, doodle doodle. What the heck? Oh yeah, this one's all screwed up. I totally forgot to put the mechanical pencil. Doodle doodle, doodle 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 doodle. That'll be. So what I'm going to do is reduce the opacity of that layer, create a new layer, and then and we're going to draw on that one. So make that one even more open. There we go. Oh, drawing on the wrong layer. Drawing on the wrong layer. Yeah, yep, yeah. That's how we roll. Down like this. Actually. Wrong tool.
Oh, okay, back.
Hey, welcome back.
Why did you have me muted?
Oh, just to give you a little bit of privacy while you weren't at your desk. That's all. You know.
I was like, when I returned to the desk, I was like, wait a minute, I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, no. I just did that so that way people weren't inadvertently accidentally snooping on you while you're doing whatever. A little courtesy mute, that's all. So let's see. Kind of base. I'm sketching in some base stuff. Very well. So forehead's going to be big. Nose line probably going to be there. Mouth line probably going to be there. So chin line down. Extreme angle downward. And it's going to be like that. Shoulders. Shoulders. Pop this shoulder forward. And yeah, sink that brow all the way up. So that way, right up to the crossbeam. And out hand real quick. Down, of course. Can, because we can. Hate it. It seems so stiff. I think this is the wrong angle entirely. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to nuke it. We're going to nuke it all. And then I'm going to nuke that layer. No longer need it. And make sure everybody check out Fields Reborn over on Kickstarter. Michael Odie bringing the heat with his amazing team. Absolutely awesome. And of course, Pencils Gal over on Fun My Comic. Another really that's fun book. Dude. That one is just so if you're a fan of the silly stuff. If you like Brew, and cash grab and other irreverent, silly books.
So,
It's your jam.
you know, the guy that does the Blue Bombshell and all that,
I don't think I know that one.
and he does a Pirate Queen.
Oh, is that Vinny Tartamelli?
No, I think it's Clint Stoker.
Oh, Clint Stoker. Yeah. Okay.
Is it Clint Stoker, or I know it's Clint something, but he always hangs out with Mandy and them.
Does he?
Every time I back his stuff, he keeps sending me the. So his new book's not out yet, okay? So
Right.
for the third time, he has sent me a copy of Pirate Queen. Where's the Slave Girl? I've got 3 issues of it. I was like, it's the same issue. I got 3 of them. I was like, dude, I got 3 of these. You don't need to keep sending them to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what do you do? I was like, okay. And that's just like Mandy. She sent me like 2 copies of Vampire Hunter. You know, Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter. The second book.
Oh, you should
I'm like,
let her know.
Well, I mean, dude, so I already got them. I'm like, okay. Because, you know, I ordered Grimshock, so I guess, you know.
Oh, okay. Maybe they just threw it in gratis or something.
I guess. I don't know.
Well, hey, extra comics are better than no comics, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm trying to showcase something here. A little rough. Here. Know what I mean? A little rough. That. Rounding. And right there. Hips. Ripping it. Good as she can get. And those fingers around.
So this guy posted a picture. Okay, it's 5 Asian girls in bunny outfits.
Okay.
And he goes, what comes to mind when you see this picture? I was like, real life harem anime. That's what I posted. Everybody cracked up.
Right, like for real.
We could do nothing to stop them.
That quartered muscle, cross muscle becomes a knee. Not a human. This is a robot. Well, it's a flex. Easy. You don't have it. It's easy. Little speed. And less defined. Or bird. Rope plating for this. That. There we go. That. Boom. Drawing it through. Draw through. Draw. Put it on. Backpack. Multi-purpose. It houses several thousand rounds of ammunition. Oversized. Yeah.
Oh, did you see where the guy called out Disney for Rogue One?
Oh, for the grape soda?
No, for the Death Star.
Oh.
Star Destroyer is coming out of the shadow.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so in Rogue
I
One,
have no idea what.
So
see, I don't pay attention to pop culture.
well, so in Rogue One, which is Star Wars, where's the first group trying to get the plans for the first Death Star? Okay,
Right. Yeah.
So there's a scene where this one Star Destroyer comes out of a complete shadow, so it's completely dark. You only see a few lights, and it comes out.
Right.
And this guy called him out on it, saying you stole that from Macross. And he played them.
Oh.
So he put it on YouTube where you can see both of them side by side. One's underneath, one's above, one's underneath. And they're coming
Right.
out. It's the exact same shot, exact same angle, everything.
Wow. This is nothing new to Star Wars. In the comics, they stole fan art designs from DeviantArt and ArtStation.
Well, see, the thing is, Disney, when they got Star Wars, they had a money cow. They really did, and they totally messed it up.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, they did. They absolutely did.
The original thing was, and this is what Iger said: we got Star Wars, we got Marvel, so we could get the boys into our products, because they had the girls in the princess line, which they messed that up too, and then they put people in charge that didn't see it the same way, and it went all downhill. You know. Even with the movies they put out, okay, the 3 movies they put out, the first movie was like Superman Returns. It was a rehash of the 70s movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it was absolutely it was total shit.
And then the second movie what Brian Johnson did was a complete gutter garbage. You know.
Yes, Ruin Johnson.
That movie, the way I looked at that movie was they mistitled it. It should have been Rise of the Sith, where in the rule of 2, one has power, one craves power, and when one destroys the master, they become the new Sith Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they should have done a lot differently what they did. And in the third movie, that was him trying to recover what happened with Brian Johnson.
Right.
And I mean, it wasn't a bad movie, but it wasn't a great movie.
Oh, I'm going to disagree with you on that one, my friend. I'm going to say that was pure memberberry trash.
Well, the way I looked at it was, what if, now think about this, because you read the books, right?
Which books?
The original Star Wars books.
Yeah. I read the novelizations of the movie.
Okay. The Rule of 2, Bane.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I'm familiar. Oh no, trust me, I'm familiar with all this.
What if what Sidious said was true, that Bane was the one going across all of them, and it was always Bane. Even Sidious,
it could have been.
Even Sidious was Bane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it could be, that he's got like that whole.
I'm pulling a stretch here, but I'm just saying, that would have been a complete cluster. That would have been a complete oh my god moment. That Bane was actually successful, and he was the one corrupting everything the whole time.
Yeah, no, it could have been.
That'd have been great.
It all would have been so much better. If it wasn't a cargo cultist production. I mean, it was straight up Wicker airplanes, and
I'll tell you something else. There was no reason for Kylo to die, no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, no, dude.
And you know the rule. The rule is the rule. There's always you have to have a balance. So if a Sith goes down, another one will show up sooner or later.
Yep.
And they could have had the balance with them together, and that could have ended everything. I did not like the idea that she was a Palpatine. I'd have rather seen her been of like the Witches of Dathomir or something.
Well, what's really funny is that Norm Rappman and we called that.
Oh, that she was Palpatine's?
Yeah, no, she was a Palpatine. We called it after when the first movie came out because the way that she did wield the lightsaber. It was very Darth Sidious.
It was just like Sidious's because she did it more like a fencing move than the slashing move.
Yeah. No, she was more fencing and a lot of the same power stances, all that other fun stuff. Right. So, her motion with the hair here, outline it a little bit. And I was like, yep, nope, she's a Palpatine, and Ratner was like, yep, she's a Palpatine.
And the other thing I said was the way Stokes Was it just a throwaway character?
Oh yeah, no, that character never should have. Well, I mean, like, it would have been better if the Emperor just stayed dead. You know, once again, Disney, upon inheriting Marvel, has inherited their hideous disease of the only character he's dead is Uncle Ben. It's ugh. It's done by people who don't understand how what the magic of Star Wars was. I think at Timothy Zahn, when he did the Heir to the Empire series, he understood. He understood what made Star Wars tick, right? That there is a magic, and that Jar Jar Abrams and Ruben Johnson didn't get it. Now, I could say that in Abrams' defense, that was advocate here, and Abrams actually was a Star Wars. I don't think Ryan Johnson is a fan of anything unironic.
Oh no, dude! Ryan Johnson was the worst choice.
And I mean anything, like, because I watched Brightburn and I was like, okay, yeah, like we've got like this is a trend. We've got all the Superman templates and whatnot, the different Superman, the Dark Superman. You can take a look at Omni Man, and these other douche canoes.
Well, see, they've been doing that. They've been trying to do that for years. With, oh, what if Superman was evil? We'd all be dead.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't.
I'm not being mean. I'm not being mean here. I'm being serious. We would all be 6 feet under.
No, if Superman was evil and a conqueror, anybody he didn't like would not be there to oppose him. Like it just wouldn't be. Sometimes you got to draw through. Head, he's poking over the. This really helps put her in place. But draw the muscle, and we do the poopage, right? Body armor there, going through, all that stuff. Make sure you draw through. Let me check out the chat. Oh, hey, whoa, we got Tim Olson out there. Holy moly, I've been. Fun fact: novels were usually older than the versions of scripts. It's true. Some of them were. Empire Strikes Back was written before the movie. SNL Star Wars skit is better than movies, dude. The SNL Star Wars skit has been actually kind of fun.
No, the best spoof of Star Wars is Hardware Wars.
Yeah, but I love the undercover boss with Kylo Ren. That was
really okay. I've got one for you. So they were bringing up this thing about the new Star Wars and Andor about rape, and everybody went nuts over it. And I said, did nobody read the novelization, the uncensored novelization of Return of the Jedi?
I don't know if I read it.
And I'm sitting here, if you have the uncensored version, that means you got it when it first came out. You found out exactly what happened to Leia in Jabba's.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I'm glad that was, censored, because
it was much darker. Yeah, that was a much darker tale. That was very dark because she got passed around.
Yeah. We're going to have sparks flying off of this.
And I'm sitting there going, yeah, I know why you wanted to kill that the sweaty monster.
We're going to have a shower of sparks coming out of this too, as she plunges her kukri into the neck. She's going to use as a can opener. We're going to have a spark, so I'm just going to pencil it a whole bunch. There. You know what? I'm actually going to also grab my spray tool, and we'll chunk it up a little bit. Okay. Get a little funky with that. Good reference. Boom. Go back to my pencil. Breaks. Off the chunks. Okay. Got like sparks flying everywhere out of this thing. Got a lot of interaction, a lot of bounciness, right? A lot of this spark off of stuff. Kind of thing. This way we can also map out our tangents to kind of avoid them as well. We want out.
Hey, did you get Kelly Johnson's Vampire Dracula book 2?
I've never heard of it.
Oh, Kelly Johnson's doing graphic novels of Dracula.
Okay.
He's sending out book 2 where Dracula starts getting his brides.
So, okay.
It's going to the printers now.
Oh, cool.
So I'm like, yay me.
Smash last bit. Right, so we are a lot going on in the scene with just a simple picture. Black is broken outward. He's grabbing into the head, dinking the kukri and landing. So I think I can put it up.
Man, I got to tell you that
Pick up right here.
there are a ton of people. There's a group called Comic Book Artists and Inkers on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
There is a ton of people looking for work.
Yeah, no, and what's sad is that those groups are generally graveyards.
No, this one's going strong. There's a lot of people posting it.
Yeah, but I've left or just muted just about every single thing. What really was? Sorry. I don't know what Tim was talking about. Panel number 2 is he is going to.
Hey, Tank, I'm going to send you a picture. You got to see this.
Hold on.
Just give me a second.
Actually,
Gotta get over to
transform this. We're going to zoom in even further. This is another thing I like working about digitally. I can.
This is a pic, Tank. I'm sending you this picture. This is what you call awesomeness.
Right.
So check your Twitter.
Yeah, just hold on one second. I'm getting this sized in here. All right. I think I'm going to say okay to that. All right, come on. Finish your math. Do your math, computer. Come on, GeForce RTX. Why I have you. Okay, so panels. Select this panel. I'm going to group this panel because I am going to delete everything not it. All right, that should work.
Did you see RT Bear's post of his backyard?
Yeah.
Did you see
There
that?
we go. Yeah, that's that. There we go. That's a good panel right there, man. Boom. Right, supply, mother trucker. So we go from this, right? Let me get rid of the pink layer or the blue line. All right, so we got this. The board gets up, starts firing. They scatter because they've got like a little bit of communication. It retorts, you're gonna die, capitalist pig dog. I'm gonna put in some speed lines at the back wrist because it's like we're gonna go from empty to like attention points, right? And then 12 gets stomped. And then we turn the page. And bam, first panel right there. It's getting it in the neck. We're not going to see clearly at this point that it's her kukri, but in this next one, we're going to see that. So I think I'm going to play around with the panels a little bit here and see what I can do there to create some good disjointed ripping and tearing. Yep, so we're going to play with some panels, playing with some panels. All right. So, all right, here's what I'm going to do. Panels layer. All right, hold on. I'll see what you got going on there. Shh. What'd you have? What'd you have? Sorry, I had to get this, you know, how it is when you get into a workflow.
Yeah, he turned out really good too.
Yeah, he did. Look at that. That's awesome. And it can be yours for, I don't know, $500. Get up, James.
No, so not that expensive.
Shh. Got to start from a strong bargaining point. All right, we are at the we're at the top of the hour. I'm so used to taking my breaks on the top of the hour. My alarm is like vibrating at me. And I think here's what I'll do. We'll take a break right now, and then we're going to come right back. James, do you want to stay up, or do you want to disappear for a minute?
Actually, it's 3 o'clock my time, so I need to go.
All right. Well, hey, I want to thank you very much for following me. Make sure you go hit up James' links that are down in the description below. Get yourself a copy of the Steins. I'm getting it. I'm organizing that book and getting it formatted for print, CYMK, in accordance with all of the printing requirements that your company wants. Yeah.
Hey, you know what we need to do?
What's that?
I'm going to say on our 50th show of the studio, we need to have an auction.
You know, I'm leaning towards that. Like tomorrow, I'm going to be doing physical art, and pardon me.
All that stuff
from tomorrow on, I'm doing analog art on the studio, and it is my full intention to auction it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about we need to, because we get when we were on Omar's the other night when he had like 72 people in there. We could have had that would have been a good night to have an auction because there was 72 people in there.
It would be.
We can definitely do an auction so they get some money coming in.
Yeah, no, and get these projects pre-funded right before you hit crowdfunding, or even after you hit the crowdfunding.
Well, see, I don't want to do crowdfunding next time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get everything ready to go for print, and then do a pre-print. You know, like have say 200 copies.
Right.
No. And then you say, you know what? Screw it. We're going live. I'm going to go to What because I'm watching Whatnot.
Okay.
And Whatnot, I mean, that's what Rob's doing. He's like, screw this crap. My new book's out. Here we go right now. I'm going to sell them right here, right now. You want them autographed? $60. Here we go. We've got 65 of them. And it's like bam, 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 bam. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Mr. Self-Destruct. Hey, thank you for joining. We're about to take a 10-minute break. So this is a good opportunity to grab yourself something nice and cold or hot to drink, depending on it's. Drink water, draw fire, as it were. Great. Thank you very much for stopping by and saying, what's up? Shut up. What up, Tim and Haldier? Yeah, dude, great.
So, yeah, like I said, I will catch you tomorrow.
Alrighty, sir. I want to thank you very much again for joining us, dude. Everybody, thesteins.com. Link in the description below. Definitely go check it out. James Lee's stuff, and drop a link to your favorite thing in the chat on your way out.
All right, y'all be careful. I'm going.
All right, have yourself a great one. All right. Cool. So we shall return here at 16. We'll say 16 and 16:50. All right, because I also got to go check in on things for a little bit, and we're going to get back to drawing some Scalpel Zero. Boop. Okay, so we got that first panel done. This is
Do nothing this time.
redoing this entire page layout and whatnot. And then I was like, okay, cool. So the previous page, well, here we go to the even more previous page. Okay, there we go. So, of course, this is all getting mastered. Some stuff cleaned up a little more, a little better. Different art style as well, different technique style. So we've got the aftermath of the crack room explosion with Zero climbing out, gazing at her works, being all caught 12, not having any of it. And oh no, big lumbering shadow with Detritus falling off of it. Ta-da! Turns out it was communism wasn't a red herring this whole time. Probably the only times they were going to happen in the story. Yeah. And it opens fire. They communicate. They move, shoot, and communicate. Sneaky, sneaky. Not so sneaky. Bullets not good. Ow. Ow, face go stomp. And then, because Zero is nowhere to be seen during this last little bit, this time we saw her, she's boop right there. Okay. And then all of a sudden, Kakas! Supplies, mother trucker. So, of course, it's all nice and blue line. You know, we're coming along. On the remastered blue line. Of course, this is all just like basic structure. I'll be back over red pencil before I go to inks. I'm probably going to do digital inks on this one. Because I don't know, I can? No, because of time constraint. Badly enough. So I will be back. Looks like he is lighting up some fool. That's right. Yeah, no, he's lighting up a couple of fools. Remember, don't get penisy, kid. All right. Yeah, my coffee is dead. I'm going to go wash up and replace it. Red 40 water. No flavor to it. And, yep, we're going to get funky. Enjoy the Legion Zero. Music. First Zero and Lady Serpent. Of course, the background stuff you can hear in the background is Lady Serpent. That's Legion Zero music coming up here on break. Go check out my good friend Justin Belmont's Pencils Down. I really want, dude. This book needs to hit 10K. Right, that's our goal. Right now, it's a little over. I think it's 7K, around 7K. No. This is a good, silly book with good artwork, good writing. It is good. So, share it out. Back if you want. Definitely share it out. There's an audience for this, dude, for real. The same audience that liked books like Cash Grab or Crew, you're gonna love Pencils Down. So come check this out. Go get that stuff, and I shall be right back. Yo, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. Hold on 1 second. Let me gotta like hotkey this thing. There we go. Okay, we are back. All right. All right. Make sure all my settings are right. Make sure all that stuff's okay. Ooh, I had to go pay my federal coffee tax. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Okay, so panel 2 art. Yep. Okay, so panel 2 art. We are going to have that camera angle right there. We're going to rotate the camera just a little bit because if you're gonna change your camera angle, you got to move the camera. You have to pan the camera around, right? So that people aren't thrown off. Something should stop. Because keep the center points largely in this, but there are times otherwise. So grab my pencil. Got my pencil. I got everything ready to go. You know what I didn't do? I didn't run an ad when I got back. I'm gonna run an ad real quick. Check out this one.
Like spheres in these rooms, big objects and frequencies.
All right, so let's put this on thirds. So we're gonna break this panel down into about thirds, right? A large viewable area. It's gonna be a little more there. All right, there-ish. Okay, so head right here. Head is about the size of her torso, so she's going to be holding on this. I'm going to grab right here, over here. I got music playing in my ears right now. You guys have different music playing right there. We're going to have this. We're going to have, you know what, she's going to grab right here underneath the jawline. So we are all right. So tilt her head down so that way it's kind of, there we go. That is loud in my ear. Okay, that's no, I don't want that. Dookie. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. My goodness, that was so loud. I couldn't even hear myself fart. Okay. All right. Let's see here. That. Oh, you know what? It's absolutely wrong. So that's why it was. I was like, why did that seem off? Yeah, hands up. Bring this hand over like that, so the person's kind of doing like this, right? So we're gonna bunch up those shoulders. And now we're gonna bend its head back like this. Basically the same angle. I don't know. Let's see here. I don't know. I don't know, chat. I don't know. It's funny. I had a comment yesterday that was like, I'm never having my video on autoplay again. And I was like, that's hilarious because I'm always telling people to like comment how much I said. And I finally got one. And then I got an unsubscribe, but I didn't recognize the person. I don't think they were the subscriber that unsubscribed. Which I think is kind of funny. All right, so maybe if I bring that one in and then push that one out. Almost like we're reaching, right? This one's pulling back. This one's almost like, almost extended. Oops, that's not what I wanted. What is the dog barking? All right. Oh my gosh. All right, I gotta go check this out. I'll be right back.
Just nothing. That's the way intelligence. And the light slips away into an eternity.
Dang it, I've been muted this whole flipping time. Hi, Tree Goblin. Oi, oi, etc., etc. Gosh, dang it. So, man, I've been talking about the process and why I'm doing this, why I'm doing it like that, why I'm doing it like this and like that, like this and like that and like this, Hannah. So just chill to the next episode. Goodness gracious, dude. Okay, laugh at me, laugh at me. Oh, look, it is bot. Hello, bot. You are trying to steal all of my credit card information, bot. Go away. I wish I knew how to block people on Twitch from here, but I'm not messing with it. I don't care. It's okay. Bot is terrific. Bot says words. It kills his traffic. I need to being of boosting algorithms, right?
No.
So we're gonna have this on the outside of the ring, that foot, as we're gonna have this kind of like snapping. So we're gonna have some as it just kind of pops and breaks, right? So we're gonna stretch the neck out. So we're gonna kind of do like a little cartoon kind of bit of a stretch at first, right? Just a little bit, right? But that's so that we can see, like with this muscle right there, that it's gonna separate and break. That one is breaking, so we're gonna separate it at several of its links, right? So that way the stretchy cables and stuff that have a little bit more give, right? And then we're gonna have to keep track of where all of our breaks come from. You know what I mean? Because we've got this previous panel right there, and so that'll come to play when I do the red pencil, right? And then we're gonna have to dig that heel in. So we're gonna have it compressed. Right, so we're going to compress the heel of her boot. Let's go ahead and 3D-ize our foot into 3 parts. We have our bridge, right? Heel, bridge, ball. Break down your feet, right? But we're going to have a detail there where this heel actually follows the contour. So it's going to be a little detail, like how much pressure she's actually putting on the neck. All right, because this is a storytelling method. Instead of saying she's super strong in the comic book, I'm going to show you that she can. All she needs is a good purchase. She could rip the head off of a board that survived. Oh, where is it? Nope, wrong one. Go ahead and open up this page, drag it back over here, and then we're going to get rid of our blue line layer so you can see. The orc survived that, dude. Like, for real. A resounding crackcoon. It has survived. So when Zero is here tearing its head off, and I'm going to, like, really pop all the muscles out, right? Like, I'm really going to pop all the muscles. All the hair is going to be in her face, which is fine. Just remember, she's not a people, right? We're gonna flare everything out a little bit, right? Kind of like a Miyazaki does. We're gonna just flare it out. It gives it a little bit more energy. Thick, bushy ponytail. And of course, now I will never be able to look at Scalpel Zero's hair and not think of K-Pop Junkie. Go subscribe to K-Pop Junkie. Amazing channel, great interviews. Absolutely good stuff. So, highly recommend. I don't know if I have K-Pop Junkie in my links in the description. If not, something I'll fix. So there you go. Boom. She's gonna rip its head off or reduce the size of the head just a little bit. It's a little bit too big. But that's fine. And there's the ring. All right. Get that with that. Because digging in on this thing. I know a lot of it goes straight off the panel, straight off the page, and all that other fun stuff. That's all right. We don't mind doing that because, all right, we were talking about thirds earlier, so I kind of marked them out a little bit. Oh, okay, that's about where the thirds are. So then we move this thing to here like this. We'll go ahead and, you know what? Go ahead and rotate it a little bit. Zoom out, rotate a little bit, blow it up. Just a little bit. Here we go. And I got to leave enough room for the word bubble up here. All right. What song is this one? Oh yeah, Push It to the Limit by Mark Stevens III. It's a good one. It's a good one. See what we got going on here. Oh yeah, last one was that. How we doing? Okay, we're done rendering. We're done rendering. Okay, good. All right, let's go on to panel 3. I got about 10 minutes left, folks. About 10 minutes left. All right, you know what? Yeah, this next panel is going to be really fast, though, because it's basically a whole bunch of. All right, here's the. Is that. All right. I'm going to. Have her. All right. Evil Grand. All right, Evil Grid. Bring that down a little bit. And then we're going to have teeth. I'll have the teeth right there. And just going to that action going on right there. And that way we can also showcase her prominent canine, right? And that there. Get that to follow the shape around. Stretch out those lips a little bit. All right. Have the bottom lip, we're going to have it roll over the teeth. You'll see the teeth kind of coming out right back there. Right. All going to be shadowed and stuff like that. And then we're going to have the hair kind of falling all over the face. The nose. Drawing some nose structure. That's a terrible nose. Whatever. It is what it is. The rest is just going to be hair. So, you know, this is blue line. In fact, we can go ahead and move this down a little bit. All right. There. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and angle it like that. A little more dynamic. Have to have room for the word balloon over here. All right. Because we are going, this guy going to be saying something. And he's going to be saying, like, reaction that's kind of leading over panels, maybe. Or maybe no panel. I have to talk to the guy. But yeah, he says, owie, owie, stop it, quit. And then she says, yum, yum, eat him up. And then that's the end of it. All right, I want to thank everybody for joining me on this Friday. This kind of never hit stride today, did we? No. But yeah, join me next week for the Digital Bullpen, Mondays through Fridays at 1 p.m. Eastern. So there's that. And then tomorrow night, I'm on the studio with the Dawn, and we're drawing up some Lady Death. Gosh dang, man, I'm way off base today. But I want to thank everybody out there in TV Land for joining me. Make sure you hit the thumbs down button. Make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss any notifications. So that way you always get that I'm a poo-poo-doo-doo face filled with feces and caca. And then share this out on social media. Go check me out on X at Spare Tank. It's to all sorts of stuff in the description down below. Like tons and tons and tons of it. All right, and on our way out, I'm going to go ahead and leave you with I don't know. We'll go with let's go with this end. All right. Remember, everybody, stay magnificent, all you bastards and bastards.